Andre.
Ryan.
You're back, man.
We're back, baby. We're back.
So much has changed since you left.
Usually I leave and very little has changed.
Yes.
Like the Will Smith thing alone has like revolutionized Twitter. My feed is not what it used to be when I left.
Nothing is the same.
Nothing is the
same.
same.
Only thing that's the same is that our all underdogs in the tournament strategy continues to pay dividends.
Incredible. Though that last round only one hits, but it's the 2 seed. We got a 2 seed as a dog. Like,
right. It was still a profitable round.
Oh, the universe is looking after us.
And
Ryan.
of course, nothing has shifted more. Really, just in the last 24 hours. So I guess part of this was when you were on American soil.
Yes. Yes.
But nothing has shifted more than the NBA MVP odds.
Incredible.
And in honor of that, and of course in honor of your first show back from your
I love nothing
vacation,
more than these kind of props.
Yes, we have a guest on today. So we're
at
super
that.
stoked to bring on Julian Edlow, who is an NBA analyst for DraftKings, to talk a little bit about this. Julian, what's going on, man?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We are doing
Awesome.
even better today now that Nikola Jokic is the NBA MVP favorite at DraftKings. Can you just take us through a little bit of like the last 24 hours in this market? I saw just yesterday you were tweeting about how you're like, this is at plus 160 right now. I want to get in on this.
Yeah, it looked like it was kind of trending in that direction, right? The Sixers lost some big games. Not that Embiid was bad, but giving up some ground in the East.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Jokic keeps putting up his big numbers, including that monster triple-double in his last game. And Denver, if they win tonight, Wednesday in Indy, they're going to be leading the division. They have to beat the Jazz out
that's
the
right.
rest of the way to actually win it because the tiebreaker goes to Utah. But they're in a good position to do so. So over the last 24 hours, really, the main thing, the piece that I'm leaving out here is the ESPN article, the straw poll. And they did it 3 times this season, and this was the final one. And it just kind of polls people around the league that are very well plugged in on who their MVP vote would be. And it wound up being 62 Jokic out of 100 people in terms of first place votes. So once that came out, this number was going to move. And honestly, DraftKings was one of the last to move off the number. I don't know if it was an Embiid exposure that made it do that. But other books were right around the pick, and DraftKings was hanging at plus 160 on Jokic. So I had seen enough from that article and movement in the rest of the industry to say, let's lock this in. Plus 160 seems skewed. The only red flag here is kind of the voter fatigue. You don't want to give it to the guy that had it last year, but what just happened in the NFL? Aaron Rodgers just went back to back, and he's a guy that maybe isn't quite as likable in terms of public figures. A lot of people are anti-Aaron Rodgers. I think people, in terms of figures, I think people like Nikola Jokic. I think they like Joel Embiid. They both seem like good guys.
Yep.
So the movement has taken off over the last 24 hours. Now DraftKings moved again. I heard you guys talking about it. It came on minus 135 Jokic, and he's now plus money. And Giannis last night helped us out because he got that game-winning block on Embiid. Another, stealing away kind of an MVP moment for Embiid there, and another loss for Philly. So in the process, is it a two-man race? I think so. In the process, Giannis moved up from plus 1,000 to plus 900. He's kind of the third man dwindling there. But yeah, this really moved, and I can tell you just personally, I used to cover the Boston Celtics, so I talked to some people around the league. The people that I've talked to, more have told me that they vote for Jokic than Embiid. Some of them who are actual voters.
Love this. Absolutely love this. And do you have a more general question? Because I have a very specific question. So,
yes, because nothing fascinates me more than these type of bets. Because there is some real catch-22, we call it street apocalypse, where it's kind of
I think what you're getting at is that this is an information-based.
Yes.
You can't lose on a game-winning 3 off the glass at the buzzer.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so what's built in is the line shift is in essence another piece of information. So while it is a data point, it's almost an added piece of information.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's a self-fulfilling So how much of this is almost reactionary And in going from plus 160 to minus 135, does the value still remain on Jokic, or have we now strayed too far and the value might be on Embiid at plus money for the first time in a month and a half, or on Giannis with the Bucks maybe having a sneaky chance of stealing that 1 seed here in the East, and of the 3-headed race, he'd be the one guy with the higher seed?
Yeah, this isn't a done deal whatsoever. If Embiid finishes the season strong and the Sixers, hold off the Celtics for the division or get that 1 seed, it's still probably going to go there, especially if the Nuggets wind up losing some games down the stretch.
Yeah.
Giannis, I think, would have to be really good, but obviously last night helped. He was great in a win over Embiid. He's got the most ground to make up for sure. If you want to talk voter fatigue, Giannis has already won it. So maybe that makes it harder. Maybe it doesn't. I think winning the East is probably a pretty big deal this year because it's competitive with so many contenders. So there is kind of some stock there. But to answer the initial question, I think so. The ball got rolling based off information for sure, and based off sharp bettors getting it rolling.
Right.
The question is, how much of it has over-adjusted, because then the public sees it moving and they go, I got to get in here.
Right.
So, personally, I would not bet Jokic. I would not bet anybody, but I would bet Jokic past even money. So I think the ship has sailed as of this morning on that. But, let's say the Sixers lose a couple more games and Jokic wins the next 3 in a row and has triple-doubles, and it hasn't budged off 135 yet, and then you can start to talk. But I will say, just looking at the schedule, Denver should be favored in 5 of their last 6 games, which puts Jokic in a good spot.
Yep. It's really interesting. I'm going to ask you from a personal standpoint here, because I'm always just curious what people's philosophy on this. So, full disclosure here, I have 2 separate tickets on Jokic to win MVP. One at plus 1,600 and one at plus 1,875. So, and that was off a DraftKings boost. Thank you very much, DraftKings. So my question is, should I consider hedging off a little bit here, especially now with Embiid at plus money and then Giannis being there at way plus money?
Yeah, so it's two answers here. The only thing with hedging an award like this is you're not hedging a game. It's not like you're hedging the other side and there's no other outcome than the other team coming back and winning. You could hedge. You have huge plus money on Jokic, so I'm assuming it'd be a pretty good size bet on Embiid plus 105. Mm-hmm. The last thing you want to happen is Giannis to swoop in and win it and you lose everything.
Right.
So you've got to protect yourself. Now, Giannis is still a big plus number, and it's not going to be anybody but those 3. So you could 3-way hedge it up, considering how large of a number you have on Jokic. It would take, just a small bet on Giannis to be comfortable.
Right.
The second part of the answer, everybody asks me all the time about hedging. It's totally personal preference. It's like how comfortable you feel with the amount of money you have. And don't tell me what you have in terms of dollar value.
Yeah.
Those two tickets combined, if you didn't do any hedging and you lost them both, how would it feel?
Right.
Yeah.
Too much of a loss financially? If it's not too much of a loss financially, would you feel like you missed out because you didn't do any hedging? Would you be just angry about it? I can't believe I got nothing out of that. If the answer is yes, then you probably want to do a little bit of hedging. And if the answer is that you would feel that you would lose too much money, Jokic didn't win, and the answer is definitely yes, you should do some hedging.
Right. I would be more upset about Sixers Twitter having something to dunk on us for than losing the bet.
Right.
So then what I would say is put a little bit on Embiid so that if you have to listen to Sixers Twitter, you at least get some money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's an emotional hedge.
I love a good emotional hedge.
Who doesn't?
I guess we'll do one more on the NBA before maybe finishing with some Final Four talk. Is there anything, just any futures, any team stuff, anything out there in the NBA world that you're really liking right now, the value on?
Yeah, so I tweeted out, good for you guys, more Denver futures here.
Let's go.
I tweeted out the Nuggets for the division today.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I have them personally at longer numbers.
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't given them out officially as a play in the article or tweet or anything. So I did want to give them out in some fashion. They've been at so much better numbers than today. It stinks to do it this way, but Nuggets plus 220 seems a little short. Mathematically, I guess it makes sense. But like I told you, Denver is probably the favorite in 5 of their last 6. If they can finish 5-1, that means that Utah will need to finish 5-1 to win the division. 4-2 wouldn't get there. Now, of course, everybody can slip up, and Utah's got a layup tomorrow night in terms of the bounce back spot against the Lakers without LeBron or AD. They have OKC, they have Portland. Like, they've definitely got 3 wins.
Yeah.
The question is, do they have 5?
Right. Without Bogdanovich.
If Denver wins the games they're supposed to.
Yeah.
So I think the plus 220 did something to it with the, I said it mathematically makes sense. You have to throw the human element in of the part where the Jazz are falling apart and Donovan Mitchell is pissed. So you got to see how that goes. I think Denver plus 220. I think there's still something there. And lastly, the rookie of the year. It's been Evan Mobley as a chewing for a while, but now he's hurt. He's missed some games. He's going to miss at least 3 more. And Cleveland has 7 left this season. What if he misses all of them? Scotty Barnes put up pretty similar numbers. Toronto just passed Cleveland in the Eastern Conference standings. He's come down from plus 400 to plus 225 over the last couple of days. Scotty Barnes can win this award. And I will not write off number 1 overall pick Cade Cunningham, who's sitting there at plus 700. He was a beast last night against the Nets. He's putting better numbers than Mobley. And if Mobley misses the rest of the regular season, that puts him at 67 games. If Cunningham plays the next 6, that puts him at 66. So 1 game, you can't bitter about that.
Yeah.
If Cunningham has the better numbers, I think the door's still open and he's plus 700. So I think this Mobley ankle injury reopened the door of the rookie of the year market, and there's some big plus numbers available. And again, this is like MVP, it's a voting market. So a couple of years ago in NFL, it was like a couple weeks left in the regular season. Kyler Murray was plus 700 to win Rookie of the Year. Josh Jacobs, he would lay a deuce at the running back for the Raiders. He didn't even play the last game of the season. Kyler Murray won the award. Like, there's these markets, there's advantage.
Yeah, and the narratives are written really early in the season, and then kind of goes away for a while, and then it gets rewritten at the end of the season. So there's a lot of room for movement here. You mentioned the Nuggets to win the division. 2 days ago, we had a commenter mention that it was at plus 500. Yesterday, we brought it back up. It was at plus 320. But still, I mean,
plus 220 is
plus
great
value. Still good value if you can get that part out of your head.
You missed the best number by a lot, which hurts.
Yeah,
right.
All you can do is look at it where it is at right now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, even Steven, it feels fairish.
Right.
I mean, maybe it should be set at plus 180, but like you're still getting some decent value there.
Totally. All right, finally.
Let's do it.
So our strategy coming into the NCAA tournament was we are going to bet the money line on the underdog in every single game blind. And it has paid awesome dividends for us so far.
Incredible.
Mostly,
you guys have been doing this the entire tournament?
Yes.
Every game of the tournament.
Yes.
Okay, so you got your bankroll started nice with St. Peter's money line over Kansas.
Exactly. We've basically been riding that win ever since. But
No, that pile of money will last you a while.
Yeah, that was a 16-unit win that covered all the bets from that one day. It was insane.
Yeah, so it's been awesome. I'm just curious, do you think our dogs, we've got 3 more games to play. We're going to play the dog in all 3. How do you feel about the underdogs in at least these next 2 games?
It's an awesome strategy, and I'm happy it worked for you guys. I've done really well the last 2 March Madnesses, and this one just hasn't been it for me. So, I mean, it happens, but
sure does.
what I would warn you is that now we're down to the Blue Bloods and the week to prepare and going to New Orleans, and now things kind of tend to come back to normal a little bit more. And the better teams win. Not that any of these teams are much better than the others.
Right.
So, I'll say, like, my personal opinion on the game is I like Kansas over Villanova. Just because Villanova runs a 6-man rotation and your second best player just tore Achilles.
Yep.
So now you're down to 5 guys going as close to 40 minutes as possible.
Yeah.
With not much behind that, and you don't have much size, and Kansas is deep and big, and I think you're in trouble. Now, J-Red's got the week to scheme it up and figure out how they're going to do this. The flip side is that like Kansas has no tape on Villanova without Justin Moore because he plays 36 minutes every game.
Yep.
So like, Villanova is the best free throw shooting team of like all time. So fading them isn't easy, but I really do like Kansas there. The other game, I have no idea. The whole world has to ride the Coach K narrative. Revenge for what UNC did in Coach K's last home game. My rebuttal to that would be like, what do you think? UNC doesn't want to come out and do it again?
Yeah.
End it at home and then end it in the Final Four?
Yeah.
Of course they do. Of course they're going to be the bad guys to do that. So the other game I think is a lot tougher. In terms of the bet, I think it's going to be a track meet. I like the over between those two teams. I think it's a little too low. But I have no idea who's going to win the game. Duke's more talented, but it's a lot of pressure on them, and UNC would love to spoil it again. Playing house money, so I have no problem going with UNC. It's a coin flip game. We're getting good plus money.
Love it. Well, thank you, dude, so much for all the insights. We appreciate your time. This was awesome, and hopefully we'll have you on to celebrate Jokic's MVP win at some point.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Let's go Jokic. I got money on the line.
Let's go. All right, have a good one, man.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. Anytime.
See ya.
Awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, really great stuff.
That was great. We rarely go like 15 plus with a guest without
stretching.
Yeah, that was incredible.
That was great. Yeah.
I could have gone. I had some defensive player of the year.
You wanted to get into
that. It was Rudy was a heavy. I'm sorry, Baguette Biombo was a heavy favorite for many eons.
Really?
Now it's Marcus Smart and bam, Baguette Biombo. He dead.
I can't respect any of these bigs for defensive player of the year because I just watched Nikola Jokic just smoke their asses.
You know what I would do? I would have just given it to Giannis the last 5 years. Like whatever. It's just the most dominant guy. No, Marcus Smart.
What's Giannis at?
I mean, it's like legit ass that Marcus Smart is the favorite for this. Giannis, oh no. He's not plus 13 hundo.
Okay, so he's not getting it, but man, he's definitely the best defender in the NBA. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Although he also gets smoked by Jokic when they play.
That's the other thing. Like, you can be the greatest defender, and it's still like you're gonna be like blown off the court in certain matchups.
Yeah,
like literally blown off the fucking court to where you're a mismatch now.
I think that they should revoke Defensive Player of the Year entirely until someone shows they can consistently stop Jokic.
It's not a bad take. Scientists clone Ben Wallace. See if he can do it. Mutombo and Ben Wallace. Let's see.
This is funny because BBN comes in here and says, how do you guys feel about the MVP straw poll where 4 people had him in 5th place? I love this because Nuggets fans are so programmed to be mad about Jokic MVP stuff that even when he gets 62 of 100 possible first place votes, more than double anyone else,
3-1 to
all
Embiid.
Some people can see is, what mother put him 5th? And I love it because
it's so great.
It's really
so
dumb.
True,
it's
Ryan.
Clearly there's
so
only
true.
2 markets where it could come from: Philadelphia or Miami. Right? Some sour grapes in Miami.
Utah?
No, I don't like.
No,
They've seen him do Gobert just over and over again. So
I love that. Do Gobert. Very nice.
I don't think it's them. I do think it's Philly trying to Tom Osborne it.
Philly trying to Philly, right? And I think there's some New York and Boston screwing Philly and going with Yoke just to diss.
Wait,
did you pick up on that? He said that.
Who?
Like he used to cover the Julian.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He used to cover the Celtics and some of his people in Boston. I thought he was going to give us like a Tatum take, but it was an anti-Embiid. It was a pro-Yoke.
Wait, we need to create
Don't underestimate
an
the
allegiance.
Northeast's pettiness. Yes, Ryan.
Why have we not thought of this? You know how
well, we're anti that whole part.
You know
of
how
the
when there's like a vote in for the last All-Star, and like a team in the Western Conference and a team in the Eastern Conference will like pair up, and they're like, oh, we're teammates. We'll vote for each other's people. We need to create that with the
supporter groups in Europe will do that. Some
Right.
will partner up with others.
So we got to partner up with whoever. Like everyone who hates Philly should be on our side.
Chicago's first
Oh my God.
Chicago's first what?
on that list.
Oh, of hating Philly?
Of hating Philly? I don't.
It's definitely Boston.
No, but it's the easiest to partner with.
Oh yeah, we can definitely Phoenix is too
Right.
busy
Phoenix,
trying to beat the
You're dead to us.
the Devin Booker plus 1200 drum.
Phoenix.
You know,
God
I can
bless.
respect
God
just
bless you,
fighting for
man.
something that has no chance.
Hey, we've been there. We've been that
Exactly.
scrappy plus 1200 dog.
Begging for respect.
We're with you, man.
Anyways, I don't care about those people. They're irrelevant because 62% of the people who voted had Jokic first.
Also, look, it's a straw poll, man. Everyone's gonna have an opinion, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
But
That's
if you put
okay.
Jokic fifth, legitimately, not out of pettiness, you should never be allowed
You're a
to.
big wins guy if you're doing that.
That's what
You're a big
Bontemps
wins
said in
guy.
the article. He's like, they're the sixth seed. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
They almost have the same amount of wins as the Sixers.
No, I know it's stupid. It's moronic.
I
but,
do.
You know,
A lot of people don't believe in pitcher wins or quarterback wins. I believe in
wins.
center wins.
Center wins. Center wins are a big one. In football, especially more so than.
Okay. So
I retract the Marcus Smart hate.
I don't.
He'd be a great
I
seventh
saw
man
Marcus
on a
Smart at a
championship
craps
team.
table when he was 19, just
Dang.
living it up. I was like, I guess just no one cares about this. Like, if you're Marcus Smart, future first round pick, you can do whatever
Probably
you want in
as part of
Vegas.
his deal with Okie State, It's free trips
They
to the
bankroll his
casino.
craps.
Yeah,
All right, we're pretty late on the DraftKings.
I know
read,
Gundy.
So DraftKings Sportsbook, number one sportsbook in all the land, and you can take Julian's advice.
Oh my
he likes
God.
Kansas. That's probably who I would give out if I was most confident in one team.
Down KU is all I know.
I hope KU and Duke both lose. Villanova UNC national championship game is the best possible outcome.
Now I am invested in a 2 seed winning the Natty.
Oh,
I like the
Nova.
market and the 2s. Nova and Duke. And Duke has my guy, Paolo Banchero.
yeah. Is he Italian? He's got Italian ties.
He's got Italian ties. I think the national team has poached him. So that's all I care about.
Oh.
He'll be repping the colors when it matters most. So
That's
atta
awesome.
boy, Paolo. You're our guy.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I was with someone the other night who kept calling him Poncho.
Inappropriate.
No, they weren't doing it on purpose.
Inappropriate.
It was on accident.
Pancho Villa.
They were combining Paolo and Banchero, so just to make Poncho.
Right, Poncho. It's actually, now that you explained it, it's not terrible.
But I was like, I don't think he's Latino.
Right, like a mythical figure from like a Spanish novel in the 1700s.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, DraftKings Sportsbook, 5 to win 200 if you get the game right. I say go Kansas. I would never say the sentence "go Kansas," but if you're picking a team in this, go Kansas. And yeah, ride with that. 5 to win 200 in free bets over at DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can also get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR at sign-up. Of course, must be 21 or older. Woo! Colorado only. Bonus comprised of first deposit bonus and first bet match, each $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough. Restrictions to apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Okay. Big 3 time.
Yup.
And
The old
I am,
reverse.
as you see, 4 Jokic's on
He's
my
yoked
shirt tonight.
out.
Is
I
it
know.
3 or 4? 4.
I somehow got decked out in Avs gear on a Nuggets
Ooh,
game day.
That's an L.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly
You can-
I'm
well, you-
out of it today.
Well, you can
Ryan.
be
I'm out
doing
of
the celebrating last night's win gear.
Of course. Who
I-
did they beat?
Because I wore a Jokic shirt yesterday. I'm going Jokic all week.
He's Yoke Week.
Yeah,
Yoke Week in America. That's a great one. That's
Yes.
Go around and find out.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Anyways, I think this is a narrative night for Jokic. We all like to pretend like he doesn't care. He does care.
big narrative night.
This is his first game of the season as the MVP favorite. And I don't know if he knows about betting odds at all. I would guess he doesn't. But I know he knows about the straw poll. I know that he heard about the straw poll in one way or another. And I think he needs to go out there and defend the 62% of people that believe he is the first place.
He is an honorable man, and he believes in basketball karma.
Right.
Which,
And you believe in me, I believe in you.
basketball is such a nebulous sport. There isn't one way to win right. There are a gajillion ways, and you got to stack all those gajillion ways on top of each other. And the best way to summarize it is just abiding by the gods.
So
the basketball gods.
Of all things that I'm confident in tonight, it's the best odds of any of my 3 picks. Let's bring up my big 3. It's Jokic triple-double. I think it's a triple-double night. And I think it's another 3-quarter triple-double night, which is important because 9.5-point faves, well, I don't expect the Nuggets to blow anyone out. And even at 9.5, he would still probably play the fourth quarter if that was in the balance. But I think it's a 3-quarter triple-double for Yoke tonight. And I actually think it's a 30-20-10 triple-double.
If he plays off
Wow.
does he get a quadruple-double with 10 steals?
No.
This is incredible.
It's a 30-20-10 triple-double night for Jokic. I don't even know. You could probably bet on that in an SGP.
Yeah, there's some sort of
but
boost.
You
that
can go
you'll get.
over on 26.5 points, which I have here. I love when they set that a little bit lower because they're worried about him not playing the fourth quarter, even though the Nuggets rarely blow anyone out. Because last game it was at 27.5, so we got a whole point back. Jokic over 12.5 rebounds. That's the one that, like, just if you're looking for something safe, I think that's the safest. And then Jokic triple-double. I think he cruises to this triple-double and gets the talk shows talking a little bit tomorrow about the MVP favorite.
You do have a player prop special. 30-plus points, 14-plus rebounds, 10-plus assists, plus 900.
What is it, 30-14?
30-14-10, plus 900.
Okay, so that's...
It's less aggressive than what you are suggesting.
Right, and you probably...
A safeman's, if you will.
A safeman's.
Because if he gets 10 assists and 30 points, he's definitely clearing 14 boards.
Well...
Come on.
Sometimes he takes one category off.
He does, but usually it would have been assist.
Let me just see if I can do this in a triple-double.
While he does that, let's go to my big 3 because I do see this unfolding slightly differently. Tony Brothers refereeing this game for one. I love it. I love the new layout and the new font. So, and this line's shifted. So I'm taking the Pacers plus 10, Ryan. I've seen this time and time again. Nugs, big faves against a crappy team. They'll let them hang around. The dog will cover the spread. Who, however, will be going off for the Nuggets is Bones Hyland over 12.5 points. And I've got a fun, not fade the Kraken, follow the Kraken, fade the Golden Knights. Chris Drieger in net.
Follow the Kraken.
Follow the Kraken. They will upset the Golden Knights. Look at the odds. Plus 135 to upset the Golden Knights. Even
the Golden
Vegas
Knights are in
knows.
shambles, right?
They're in shambles. And when it's not Grubauer in goal, the Kraken play differently. Chris Drieger with a D, they'll follow him to a victory. Plus 135. That's as gutsy as Jokic triple-double, by the way.
Follow the Kraken to the depths of the sea.
Damn straight.
Wow, that is a ballsy pick.
Oh yeah. That's our big balls pick of the week.
All right.
The Randy Marsh.
The Randy Marsh pick of the week. That's actually, and your triple doubles. Your Randy Marsh pick of the week.
Has South Park ever done a Randy Marsh, Randy Moss play on words?
I don't think they have, but
that's open for them.
That is open.
Okay, so the best you can do on the SGP mode is 30, 15, and 10. The other one's 30, 14, and 10 at plus 900. This is 30, 15, and 10 at plus 1,000. So 100 points for one rebound.
Not bad. That's great. Great value, frankly.
I feel amazing about this.
Okay. I won't be placing bets on any of your big 3, but I will be placing 2 bets on those. The plus 900 and plus 1,000.
You're going to just do only those?
Yeah. I mean, on top of my big 3, of course.
Okay, cool.
And we are hedging a little on Giannis.
Okay, so that's going to be our dilemma of the day. We got our information from Julian.
Can I just say, with the Norris already seeming locked up for Cale Makar, my guys at Milan, top of the table to win the Italian championship. If Jokic then also wins, if all 3 of these things happen,
What are you in for?
a lot. a lot. That's like, that's like, anytime I'm bored, I would parlay those 3 together and just place bets.
Right.
I'm in on many futures, some parlayed together, some individual. Like, that would just rake in a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
I told everyone yesterday.
If that,
I told everyone yesterday,
shit.
Jokic is a 100-unit win for me, if it happens.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's do it, Big Yoke. Let's do it.
But because of that, I feel very free to hedge off some risk.
Especially on Giannis or even Embiid at plus value.
Especially on Giannis and...
I do think Embiid's peaked, man.
Adam was pretty high on Giannis. Now, a lot of the people who watch the show are calling him O for Adam, which is kind of tough.
That's harsh.
But our listeners can be really tough on people.
I don't approve. They are results-based listeners.
Right,
they are.
Exactly.
They are, I know.
But he, of all the people, it feels to me like he's actually more worried about Giannis than anyone else.
Yeah.
Because of that, at plus 900...
Embiid's peaked, man.
Right. So I'm totally cool hedging off a little bit on Giannis because you're also coming in for a huge win if he wins.
Embiid's literally dislocating a hip and going to be out for a month, like in a matter of days, folks.
Here's the thing about Embiid. He's now in plus money, and that's the number one thing I was waiting for is I want a little bit of plus money. But after Jokic's 30-20-10 tonight, is he going to be at even higher odds? The number one thing for me is I got to get it in before he plays again. So I think I'm going to wait. I'm already in on Giannis. I've already hedged off a little chunk on Giannis. Nothing that will affect my overall win. Like, now I get 98 units instead of 100. But I'm going to wait until after Jokic goes ballistic tonight. And then I think we probably can get Embiid all the way up to, like, plus 130.
Could be.
And I'm just going to hedge off a little chunk, just cut off a small slice of my risk at the risk of losing a little tiny bit of my reward. I don't care about that. And also, shout out to the all underdog strategy for making this available. I have so much funds to mess around with and make moves.
Insane.
Crazy.
I've been so liquid in the account. All right.
So are you in on the strategy?
On what strategy?
The hedge. The slight
Yeah. I've already hedged on Giannis. I don't know about Embiid. I really think it's wasted money. And I hate having Nugget confidence. And yeah, I saw that game. Kraken whooped the Kings 6-1 Monday.
They've got it cracking.
The Kraken got it cracking, and we are true crackheads. Now, it does feel different when I bet on them and they lose. It's not fun in games like it is when I fade them and it's like, good fight, boys.
Right.
I hate them when they lose and I've bet on them.
All right.
I hate them.
Apparently, we got a last-second hard out.
Yeah, there's a Pacers-Nugs game, so these...
Oh, it's 0 for Adam.
0 for Adam. That's hard. That is harsh. That is hard. ABA Derby, though. Stay tuned on these networks, and you'll see them pregame it.
All right, we'll catch you guys later. Great to have you back, Dre. Thanks for tuning
Pleasure
in, and thanks to our guest Julian Edlow. That was really good stuff.
That was phenomenal.
See you guys tomorrow.